Omar here from my point of view, and sorry if it sounds like I'm yelling. The highway is right back here, and this is the only like good non-busy location I'm doing this right now, so just forgive me for the noise. I'm gonna go to the dealership here in a second, but right now I have this 2020, yes, 2020 Dodge Journey that I want to do a quick review on. So let's just go ahead and get started real quick. This color is Destroyer Gray Clear Coat Exterior Paint. So whenever you see a car this color, at least the Dodge, the FCA cars, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, whatever, that's the name of this color. It's like it's like a clay, gray, whatever, whatever. I just said the name of the color. Base price of this starts at $28,000. And what I have right now is totaled up to $30,000 and 90 bucks. So let's just do a quick little walk around. It has nice little blacked out aluminum wheels, 19-inch wheels right here. Overall, the style has been very conservative. I mean, it's just a Dodge Journey, and I'm really surprised that they still make this car, to be honest with you. And this color looks fair. I've only seen it in this color and black, so I chose this color just to explain the color. It's still a 7-seater, nothing really special about it. To me, it's about the same size as the Equinox, but with just those 7 seats. Get a little more storage space in the back, but the Journey is still pressing on and going alive today. This is not like the fully loaded, it doesn't have heated seats. If a Journey does have heated seats, but I do have the sunroof available, the option. And overall, it's nothing really, you know, spectacular about it. You do have this little chrome accent down here at the bottom right here. You only have a single tailpipe down here, and I get to the reason why in a second. And this is the Crossroad edition. So the driver's seat is in my driver position, so let's actually start from the back all the way front real quick. 7-seaters, there's no way I can possibly get back there. This is, you pull this lever right here, so you have easier access to get in here. And yeah, I'm not gonna bother trying to sit back here. This is obviously for, I would say, infants and children under 5. So everything's labeled. If you just pull this up, then it just gives you a demonstration of what it does. So you don't just have to pull just random stuff and hope for the best. Just pull this one and you can push it back. You gotta put a little force into it. Very simple and easy to use. You got a little storage space down here if you want to put ice, I guess. There's no drain plug down here, but if you want to put something, I don't know, just snacks, whatever, whatnot down here. This is a good little cubby space. And let's actually get inside real quick to eliminate this road noise. I'm gonna put up my driver's seat real quick. I forgot about the sunroof, but I'm just gonna let that be. The seats back here are tiny. I remember sitting back in the back of like an Equinox. This seat feels not uncomfortable, but ideally just for children. I don't see adults being comfortable back here whatsoever. Anyways, just like that other storage space I just showed you down here, I believe this is the same one as well. It is. You have good little access to storage space back here. Got a nice little envelope pockets back here as well. 12-volt socket. And this is probably one of those seats you can just put down for cup holders, and it is. So you just have 2 people sitting in the back. You have your cup holders right here. Everything here is really heavy and bulky. Got huge gaps everywhere. While I'm back here as well, you have your air controls down up here instead of down here like most SUVs. Fan speed, temperature, and the position where the air blows. The air vents up here. Turn around. You have little LED lights right here, which are nice and bright. And you have 2 more vents all the way back in the 3rd row as well. And back in the 3rd row, you do have little cup holders back here as well. Nothing too special. You do have a little cup holder right here on the door, and this is like really plasticky. So I press this button, and it locks it. So you can unlock and lock the back if you would like. That's what I just did. Just press this little button right here. Press it, unlocks the trunk. Or you can lock it yourself as well. You can also put down the 3rd row for extra storage space. Then the headrest goes down. And I have my stuff right here. That's the reason it's not going flat. Put this lever down right here. Gets to a certain point, then the headrest takes down. But this will lay completely flat. It just have my bags and stuff right here as well. And if you want to just pull up forward, straight up, simple. Underneath here, you do have a 12-volt socket out here as well. Underneath here. But do you have your jack stand down here? with your available spare tire down at the bottom. Yeah, there's no button to close the trunk automatically. The trunk is light. So that's the third row. Second row, let's go back in the front real quick. Put back on my driver position. Maybe in 6'9". The seat kind of reminds me of the Jeep Liberty that I reviewed. The seat can go down some more. It should be able to go down some more, but it's still kind of like this fixed bucket. If you're taller than, I'll say 6'5", it's doable, but I wish you could put the seat down lower, just like most of the Chrysler products, but you can't. But long distance, yeah, I drove this thing for about a good 25 minutes straight, and when I got out, my legs were just aching. But while driving, for some reason, it hurt, but it's awkward, hard to explain. Still got this like wobbly plastic over here. The door still feels kind of firm though. I mean, it's not heavy, it's not like too light, it's okay. You got your parking brake down here, which is hard as I don't know what. Chryslers, Dodge, Jeeps, and wherever uses this. Nissan has the best. You have some manpower to do that. Does this look familiar? It's the same pretty much as the 2011 Chrysler 300 I looked at when I had the 2018 Chrysler. And also the same as well on the Jeep Liberty that I reviewed as well. But unlike the Jeep Liberty, I have a key fob. And it's the same old key fob, you know how it goes. Even though Ram and Jeep has changed its key fob, Dodge is still pressing on. Nevertheless, it's in the car with me. Put my foot on the brake and get ready to start it up. It kind of reminds me of that Jeep Liberty as well upon startup. Yep, that is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder right there. I get to the engine in a second. But while I'm in this car, window switch is pretty much the same. Headlight switch is still the same. Turn stock was still the same. Just went over these little buttons right over here. Cruise control and all the other stuff as well. You got your volume knob still in the back. Gauges, that's something different. That's still kind of old Chrysler. That's still old Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep as well. Gauge cluster. But I mean, it works. And let me go ahead and close the sunroof. Press V just to vent it out. It's all the way so we can see the screen better. This is where it shows its age. This whole infotainment center right here. It's so outdated. It works, but everything's just, outdated. It's touchscreen. It still does this, old dog, new tricks. Radio, you got your player. It says player. This, you can change your source. So you have your disc, still use the CD. USB, SD card, which SD card reader is right here. Auxiliary, which is down here, along with the USB, along with another 12-volt socket. And your Bluetooth. So yes, this still has Bluetooth. It's 2020. Controls, you can change your controls. Climate control, which is off. I'm turning it on real quick. And that's the same function as the other Uconnect system. It's pretty much like the first generation Uconnect system. Your phone, I have my phone set up. And then your settings. So I'm actually going to put it into reverse. Yeah, this also shows its age. Nothing wrong with using this, but everyone's kind of switched to like a smaller or a knob or something different for a gear selector. But this old little pattern right here, and then you put that here for manual mode. Yeah, this is like 08 Dodge Charger, stuff like that. So I was 12-year-old, even older. But anyways, so I'm popping to reverse and look at the quality of the reverse camera. I ain't trying to knock this car because it's a Dodge Journey, but it still has this little new tricks, but just the old tech, as you can tell. As you can read, it's got parking assist, and you can tell it's by the beeping. I'm not for sure if the Dodge Journey is equipped with heated seats and ventilated seats. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, but the glove compartment right here, excuse me for my little mess. But you do have another 12-volt socket down here and a decent amount of coverage space, I would say. As you can see earlier, my Gatorade bottle was down here, which I'm not sponsored by Gatorade. You got a little storage right here for your change or whatnot. This is just a very simple car. I mean, that's how I could really, one of the ways I could define this car. Simple. It's just a simple car. All right, now I'm about to pop the hood. Alrighty, the hood is very light and the engine is still running. For 2020, sadly to announce that the V6 is dead and gone. So if you want a V6, you gotta get 2019 and lower. But for 2020, the only engine option currently available is a 2.4 inline four, which I have right here. And it has 173 brake horsepower and 166 foot-pounds of torque. So I talked about, you know, showing its age, about the infotainment center and the gear lever and stuff like that. But that gear lever is connected to a 4-speed, yes, a 4-speed automatic gearbox. Now, you know, you give cars a hard time, most of CVT, that's disgusting. Even most cars nowadays have an 8-speed automatic or a 9-speed automatic, or like I said, a CVT. This thing still uses a 4-speed automatic. Some cars still use a 6, which may seem ancient, but no, this is a 4-speed. A 2020 still using a 4-speed. I don't think it has overdrive. So what I'm about to do is I am about to compare it to a Mitsubishi Outlander. Hopefully the dealership will agree for me to look at their vehicles, hopefully. Explain what I do, and I'm gonna compare this one to the Mitsubishi Outlander. So everything I showed you in this car, it has satellite radio, it's got a leather wrap steering wheel, it got all these goodies which you can see for yourself. Front wheel drive, yes, there goes that 4-speed automatic. Base price $28,000, but the total price is $30,000. We're gonna see if it's worth it, or we're gonna check out its brother from a different mother, the Mitsubishi. Thank you guys so much, Mitsubishi Motors of Gatlin, Tennessee, especially Mr. Roberts. Thank you for agreeing to let me record these vehicles. It's not a guarantee yes, they'll say yes, as you guys know, but and it is kind of raining right now. I don't have a raincoat currently, but I'm still excited and I will keep on going. Hopefully it doesn't pour down raining, so I won't mess up their inside the interiors. He's got one more V6 available. It's probably somewhere over there, which is okay. He's gonna pull up for me. Oh, he's pulling up one right now. So this is one with the V6. This is one that Robert's showing me right now. And some of these, I'm not sure the trim levels of these, but he's parking it right now for me real quick, and we're gonna do a quick review. So right now, this is the 2019 Outlander GT. I'm not for sure for the 20, I believe 2020s, the V6s are still available, but let's just go ahead and look at it real quick. So this is the 2019, like I just said, in Mercury Gray Metallic. Sorry about the road noise. This is a little side highway right there. This has a 3-liter V6. The old Journey, the 2019 Journey, the V6 was a 3.6, which I believe was a Pentastar. So this has 66 miles on the clock. And this one is rated at $35,000, so $5,000 more than this one right here. So the door panel is slightly different, but everything is, you know, it's not like it's a copy and paste of the Journey. The driver position is the same. I do remember having just a handful of Outlanders where I worked at, so I do have experience driving it. I do have a little bit more leg room. The dot supports come up like dramatically. As this goes up, I'm pretty sure this bottom part goes down. This one has heated steering wheel, but let's go in order real quick. This has paddle shifters, and this is also the one with the V6 as well. You have your parking sensors down over here. You have your mode. This has about the same size sunroof as well. I don't see any button on here that is the same in this in the Journey. You have electronic parking brake instead of the foot brake. You do have the old little gear lever right here, the same pattern gear lever, which you don't need a button for. And the backup camera quality is different. You have 360 bird's eye view. This all-wheel drive got heated seats as well. Nice size cup holder. This is slightly more spacious than the Journey. You got a bigger rear view mirror as well. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is pop the hood, because that's what I really want to look at. So I'm not for sure if I'm gonna look at the 4-cylinder Outlander if I have time, and I don't want to waste up this salesman's time. Even the hood release in a different position. The hood release on the other one is over here. And I'm not for sure if I have time for the 2-liter, the 4-cylinder model in the Mitsubishi Outlander, but a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder in the Outlander has 166 horsepower and 162 foot-pound of torque. So the Journey has more horsepower for the 4-cylinder. This 3-liter V6 has 224 brake horsepower and 215 foot-pounds of torque. So it's about It is less powerful than the Pentastar V6 in the 2019 Journey. But again, it's not a copy and paste, like the same powertrain as well. You do have V6 battery back here, and I doubt this is flex fuel. And let's just see the middle row real quick. The comfort. Ooh, hang on. I just saw something. Can you leave this little part up? I think you can. You just pull. Oh, look at this. This is actually different from the. You can pull. Oh, that's. Ah, so you just do this for your little car seat. Oh no, you lay this flat. This is totally different. All this is totally different. I'm not for sure the Journey has this. I got double check to make sure. He just pushes. Okay, this is different. He just pushes back down. Totally different. Wasn't even expecting that. So you have a USB storage space down here besides just the 12-volt sockets. You don't have any. You have the vents back here, but you don't have anywhere back here to change the air controls. You put this down. You do have 2 cup holders here as well. And let's see about the comfort of the seats. Oh, I have no headroom. I just have no headroom. With this sunroof, I have absolutely no headroom. That's the difference between the Journey and the Outlander. It's a shame because I really do like this. And make sure I don't leave this quick 30. And last but not least, the trunk. There's a button right here, I think. There we go. This is electronically open though, and it's soft close as well. So press it once, and it comes up. You do have a cargo net, and you have some nice subwoofers back here. Got your formats back here because this is still brand new. You can buy this car. And you have a little storage cover back here as well. You do have the 7 seats. So you do have the 3rd row back here, but I'm actually just gonna leave that down. And you just have 2 cup holders on the right. So I'm pretty sure the 3rd row is about the same as the Journey as well. And I'm not for sure the Journey has a power operated tailgates, but that's pretty much all I want to show you guys. Let me actually trump the car real quick because I am done. So this one was equipped at $35,000. 5 grand more. It's up to you about pricing. The vehicle's off. The Outlander is also offered in a hybrid, so you can get this in a 2-liter 4-cylinder with 190 brake horsepower and 137 foot-pound of torque. All right, so thank you, Mr. Steven, sales manager. I'm here at Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Gallatin, Tennessee. And I'm gonna look at this trim level Dodge Journey for you guys real quick. This is actually 2020 as well. This is actually lower than trim level that I have. Removed by 2020. So you know it's a real deal. So this, yep, 2020 Journey SE value. The total price of this one is $24,000. Mine is $30,000. Everything on the door panel is still pretty much the same. You don't have power operated seats. You have this bucket seat, and you can actually lower and raise this seat versus the one in that Jeep Liberty. So let's see if this actually plays a huge role. You have a smaller infotainment center right here. You still got your AC controls. CD player, but no SD card. No sunroof option as well. Same steering wheel, but not leather wrapped. Same gauge cluster, got 8 mounts on the odometer. I mean, sitting in here is about the same leg room as well. Same storage space inside. They're just cloth seats. So only pretty much you're losing is the sunroof, the cloth seats. You have hubcaps. You still do have 7 seats available. You don't have the climate control option up here, so that's different. Yep, everything pretty much the same. Still got the cloth seats back here, folding down the 3rd row. And it still has a spare tire as well. Same engine option. 2.4 liter 4-cylinder with a 4-speed automatic gearbox. So it's your call. You want to spend an extra $5,000, almost $6,000 more, Pretty much the same on the inside. That's pretty much it. Transaction from daytime to night and do my nighttime walk around. Honestly, I was really, when I got this car, I wasn't going to like, okay, I'm going to get it. I'm just going to make fun of it because it's a Dodge Journey. It's 2020 and they still make this. No, actually, you know, my whole goal wasn't to rag it out. And to be honest with you, I really didn't rag it out that much, hopefully, in the video. But this, only way I could really rate this car is, not to be generous, just to be honest, it's fair. It's a fair car. It's just an SUV. That's all that it is. That's the simplest term I could just put it. I'm actually really surprised, and I still do have respect for this Journey. I like the little LED taillights right here. That's a nice touch to the Journey. But for somehow, some way, the exterior design, from my point of view, the way they just slightly just upgraded over the years, is still exterior-wise. Remember, just I'm talking about the exterior. It still looks somewhat modern. So the Dodge Journey has actually been in production since 2009. So settled, but exterior-wise, I think it looks pretty good. It still competes with the Rogue and the Equinox. It still blends in for a car that's been in existence since 2009. You know, the Equinox and Rogue from that year generation is completely changed dramatically, but this still looks modern. I'm actually surprised. And I'm not nitpicking it because it has a 4-cylinder. It's just, for one, how much horsepower it has, which it has a decent amount for its size. But also, its transmission. I believe it's somewhere in Europe you can get it with a manual transmission. Obviously not here in America. I do like how bright the LEDs are. It illuminates the whole cabin very nice and well, especially at nighttime. But let me actually go ahead and take it for a drive and tell you what it's like. Now you remember my GMC Acadia review, the one with the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with the 6-speed automatic gearbox. Now I called that car very capable, and it was. The transmission, I mean, it would kick down immediately when you need it to. So it used pretty much all of its power, and the 6-speed actually did its job pretty well. This I cannot say the same for. If you really wanted to get up and go in acceleration wise, you'll always kiss about 4,000 plus RPMs, always. It's actually very easy to maneuver in and out into parking spaces. The steering wheel is light. I believe it's still electronic. I don't think it's electronically assist. I think it's hydraulic assist. But it's easy to park. It's easy to use, especially in tight spaces. No problems whatsoever. Also, I forgot to mention, I was kind of in a rush when I was at the Chrysler Dodge Ram Jeep dealership. The SC model, the lower trim level than this, remember it had that small little screen? And for it to be a 2020, now I think at the 2018 or 2019, all cars are mandated to have a backup camera. So since the screen was very small, the backup camera was actually on the rear view mirror. So when you put it in reverse, a small little screen will come in, like one of those universal backup cameras you get on rear view mirrors. I just didn't show you guys that. I actually kind of forgot. This is a mid-size crossover SUV, and the turning radius is so much better than the Chevrolet Equinox, GMC Terrain, and the Ford Escape. Now, even the Tucson. Now, Tucson doesn't have the best, but it's not as bad as the first three I just mentioned. This is very easy to make tight turns in. Very easy. I do like the way this thing turns in. This car will humble you. You want to get on it, you want to beat on it. Oh, it's got a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder for 4-speed automatic. No, I mean, I've had this thing for about 174 miles, and honestly, apart from the acceleration and the drive position, I respect this car. I mean, I just do. Now, don't go out to the run into dealership saying, well, he likes this car, it's really good. You make that decision. Now, will I buy one? Of course not. And the engine does scream. I don't feel the vibration of the engine. The transmission doesn't want to kick down like it should, but you gotta remember it only has 4 gears. Visibility is actually not that bad, but sadly you can't see it right now. You cannot see out the back clearly because the third row seats, the headrests are up in the way. You can just hear the engine whine, get the transmission kind of click a little bit. So the Achilles heel of the Dodge Journey with the 4-cylinder, 4-speed automatic, is acceleration, as you imagine. The gears are surprisingly not that tall as I would imagine for a 4-speed. Cruising along, it behaves like a 6-speed automatic, but it just doesn't kick down like a 6-speed automatic because obviously it doesn't have enough gears to kick down like that. But if you're on a smooth highway, driving around 80 miles an hour, it's not really that bad in here. It's not. It's not the most comfortable mid-size crossover SUV, but yet again, it's not the least. Now, the seat comfort here is actually above average, if I say so myself. Drive position, yeah, it's terrible for me, someone like my height. Eventually, after a long drive, your legs are just gonna feel completely worn out. But as I'm driving like for distance, oddly, I'm okay. This feels like a more civilized version of the Jeep Liberty. Sound quality from the audio is actually not so bad as well, especially on the Bluetooth. Now on the radio, it does get kind of a little fuzzy, but that's also radio itself. It probably just doesn't pick up the signal quite as well as other cars, but at least for the Bluetooth, got a nice little bass to it. I like bass, so a little bias towards that. Have you ever fantasized about getting an 80s car, bringing it back to life to drive it daily? Well, chances are those 80 cars may not be able to survive for daily driving in today's environment. However, there is an answer. This right here, from my point of view, is like a revamped version of an 80s car. Naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, made it to a 4-speed automatic gearbox. You have decent amount of horsepower, but you still have today's features. You got parking assist, you have Bluetooth, satellite radio, sunroof, keyless entry. It drives how I would imagine an 80s car will. It has very light steering input. The engine is not as capable as the GMC Acadia, but it's something how I feel like a 90s, 80s type of car will be. I'm not for sure how well this 2.5-liter 4-cylinder will hold up in the future to come, especially with the 4-speed automatic. Thank you again, Mr. Robert Frank from Hallmark, Volkswagen, and Mitsubishi in Gallatin, Tennessee. And thank you, Mr. Keenworthy, Mr. Stephen Keenworthy. That's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of also Gallatin, Tennessee. Thank you guys so much for your time. And my point of view, this 2020 Dodge Journey, it's fair. That's all I can say. It's a revamped 80s car, and it's fair. That's it. I'm surprised it's still in the market today, but it's holding on. This is Omar from my point of view. Thank you for watching my video.